not to prime? That is the question I'm going to be answering for you in this week's video. I'm making this video because my friend Sarah asked me to make a video on primers and whether I recommend that you use a primer or not. So if that is the question, let me tell you what the answer is. Before we start talking about primers, I just want to say a quick hello to all my followers. And for those of you who are coming to my channel for the first time, then welcome. I hope that you do consider subscribing to my channel. And if you follow me, then you know that I'm here to inspire you to be the absolute best version of you possible. So I hope you consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't. And now let's get into answering the age-old beauty question, to prime or not to prime. Now let me answer that question for you in one simple word, and it is the answer that as a lawyer that we often give to our clients. You're not going to love it, but you're going to have to pay attention, because the answer is it depends. Yes, it depends. It's that age-old answer that you get from every lawyer. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to apply the lawyer in me to this video today. So let's answer the question, what is a primer? A primer is something that you use as a base. So you can use a primer for your foundation, for your face. You can use a primer for your lips, and you can use a primer for your eyeshadow. Now, for purposes of this video, we're going to talk about primers for your face. Now, think of a primer as a base coat. So think of when you get your nails done, you get a base coat that gets applied before the color in order to help your nails from chipping and so that the color stays on longer. Think of a makeup base primer as the same thing. So you would apply a primer on your face right after you apply your moisturizer. Wait maybe 2 minutes or so, and just before you apply your foundation. And that is the purpose of a primer. A primer can come in various different types of formulas. So it can come in a cream, in a powder, or even in a gel. And they also can come in a tinted formula, or they can come in just your basic white formula. And so I'll show you there. That one on the far left is tinted, and you can see the white one there, and these are both creams. So they can come in various different colors. The number one reason that you would want to consider using a primer is because it actually makes your makeup last a lot longer. And so that is the number one reason why you would want to consider wearing a primer and investing in one. Now, the reason that it makes your makeup, we're talking about our foundation, last longer is because it forms a barrier between your skin and the product. And so as a result, it keeps your makeup, your foundation stays on all day long, and you can sweat in it, you can do whatever you need to, but with a primer, your makeup will not budge. You would also want to consider using a primer because it minimizes your pores. As you can see, you probably can't tell from this video that I have really enlarged pores. But with a primer base and with the proper technique, my pores actually don't even show up in this video. A primer is great if you have oily skin, because what it does is it helps to reduce the excess oil on your skin. So whether it's your T-zone or if you have oiliness anywhere on your complexion, it is wonderful for that purpose. Also, it gives you just a beautiful velvety smooth finish, and when you do apply your makeup, it just looks absolutely flawless. So it gives you a velvety finish, and it also helps to reduce the fine lines and the wrinkles on your face. So it really does make your foundation look just that much more beautiful and flawless. And the other thing it is really good for is if you have skin tone that is uneven. So if you have red patches anywhere, it really helps to even out your skin tone and just give you a really flawless finish, and your complexion looks just that much more photo ready. So you would just take that, dab it on, and the way you apply it is just with your fingers, really, really easy. You want to avoid using a brush because a brush is not the proper technique, and what's going to happen is the product is going to sit on the brush, and that's not the way to apply it. So you just want to dab it on and just have like maybe a little dime-sized amount or even less than that, and just use your fingers to just work your way through your complexion, just like you would your hand creams. Now that you know what a primer does and the wonderful benefits of using a primer, the question is, should you be using a primer every single day? And as I said at the beginning of this video, it depends. Now, I would suggest that using a primer is fantastic because it does give your face a beautiful finish. However, I just think you need to be very selective on the days when you think you're going to be needing a primer or not, because it does create a barrier. It doesn't allow your skin too much of an opportunity to breathe. So I think you need to consider what kind of a day are you going to have ahead of you. So are you going to have a big event that you're going to? And of course, if that's the case, you definitely want to have your best, most flawless complexion. If you're just going out to meet your girlfriend or going to the gym, I mean, do you really need to apply a primer? Probably not. I'd say in that case, give your face a break. But if you live, for example, in a hot climate, that means your face is going to be sweating most of the day. Or if you know you're going to be outside, then a primer becomes really important because it allows your foundation to stay on all day. So that's why I think it's just really important to consider, where are you going to be that day? How many hours are you going to require your makeup to stay intact? So based on what you are going to be doing that day, you can probably make a really well-informed decision now based on whether you think you should be applying primer when you are putting on your makeup, or whether you think you can just sort of let it go and save it for another day. Now, primers are not that cheap. They are typically silicone based, and I did a review on the Huda Beauty primer about a month ago, so you can check out that video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned a thing or two about primers and when to use them. I want to dedicate this week's video to Ambrose Joseph, who is one of my followers and who last week told me that she is going to be turning 65 years old. Happy birthday, Ambrose, and she is going to be her best, most fabulous self, because she is going to be going to Capri. So thank you, Ambrose, for watching my video. It does mean the world to me, and for sharing what you are going to be doing to be your best self. I would ask my followers to do the same. Think about how you're going to be your best self this week, tonight, tomorrow, and the month after that. Thank you for watching. I hope that you also follow my Instagram account, LawyerPina147, where I post my daily outfits as well as Glam by Pina. Thank you for watching. It means the world to me, and I will see you next week.